Hey, Renaissance family. Welcome to our third episode of Certified Lounge. And once again, it's your host, Amoré. So today I have the special pleasure of welcoming a very special guest. Y'all may have seen him, but you haven't seen him. He is one of our sponsors that we talk about if you've been with us for the last couple episodes. So today I did want to introduce Mr. Guidance Whiskey. He's the proud owner of his own whiskey company. His company has been thriving since 2018. He has bottles available for purchase in 43 states and has had the pleasure of collaborating with many local crafters, organizations, and events. So please help me welcome Mr. Jason. He's so funny. Okay. Now you're right. Get your intro. Hey, yeah, come on, sit down. Get comfortable. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. As you know, we've been in communication. Y'all done been to a couple of his events, and I love what he is doing. All right.
I've been to y'all events. Y'all turn up.
Okay. Tell the crowd about them. Tell them so they know.
That's the first time I met y'all. Y'all was interviewing people at the art event.
Oh, that's right.
The questions y'all are asking. And that's what really got me excited about doing this interview. Y'all talk to people about what's really going on with them.
Yeah. We like to get down to the source. And a lot of the times we really try to we know everybody has so many careers going on, but we still realize or recognize that you're important outside of your career. So you as an individual. So before we dive into Guidance Whiskey, I just love to know more about you. We know your company was motivated by a deep concept of friendship and family. So what was your journey like before launching the brand, and what inspired you to step into the whiskey industry?
Yeah, so I guess I had been drinking for a very long time, like a lot of people, right? So I guess people like, what qualifies you? I think a lot of people in this room qualified.
We done all had a couple of shots.
Spirit company. At the time, right before I created Guidance, I was in LA. I was working as a marketing director for a healthcare facility, and my job was to get doctors, host events to get doctors to join our group. So we were sourcing like expensive whiskeys and bourbons and cigars and wines and all these things to impress the doctors, to get them to be like, oh yeah, we like y'all, y'all do it big, we want to be a part of the group. And I remember I've told the story before, but the real moment was I was tasting some of the stuff that we had sourced. It was actually Johnny Walker Blue Label, which is a very expensive scotch. And I tasted it, and it was literally burning a hole in my throat. As I was standing there telling the doctor I was standing in front of, like, this tastes good. Yeah. You're really trying to sell it, but how you feeling? And that was a big turning moment for me. I felt like there had to be something that I actually really like and enjoy. And I remember on the way home, I told my homegirl, Pop, I was like, I have to start my own whiskey. She was like, yeah, you could. And those little seeds of things that we say to ourselves and to our friends. And shout out to Paco for not being like, yeah, right.
Yeah. Being a real friend.
Yeah. You need the people around you that are like,
gonna uplift you and be honest with you, support you.
And so that started the journey. That started the year and a half journey that it took to actually get Guidance started. Okay, that's right, because y'all were founded in 2018. Yeah.
Okay.
We launched in 2018. We were working on it for 2 years before that. So that's one of the things. Our launch date was October 2018, but it took me almost a year to find a distributor to work with.
I like that though, because especially from where like where you started it sounds like it was preparing you for something greater. Just having that knowledge and being able to like connect with people and talk to them, especially about the liquors. So that's nice. That's good. All right. So as an American whiskey, Guidance is a blend of corn, rye, and a touch of malted barley, aged for 2 years. So what was the inspiration behind the specific blend, and how does it distinguish itself in flavor profile from other whiskeys on the market? So basically, what makes yours stand out from everybody else?
Yeah, that's a great question. Hey, and here's some behind the scenes knowledge, like, because that's stuff we put on our website. what y'all drink now, what I gave y'all, that we've added wheat to it since then.
Oh.
So the way that I came with guidance is we tasted 500 different blends of whiskeys and bourbons and all.
Not the bourbon.
It was fun.
Yeah, I bet it was.
It's just like any other chef, right? Like you can do whatever you want to, but until you go.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then it's not just for yourself. It's when you do it, and then the person next to you do the same thing, and they like it. So even after coming up with our mash bill for guidance, we still did private tastings for a very long time to see if people, what people actually would buy. Because it's what they like. Yeah. And it's what they'll pay for.
True.
And you always need to know the difference.
Okay, I like that. Like little control groups and experiments just to see how it's gonna go on the market.
A lot of people never do that with their stuff. They just take it and they put it out.
People that aren't smart or don't want to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah. You definitely need different crowds, different places, people from all different walks, and then see what they're actually willing to put for money-wise for it. Because everybody will drink it in the street.
Of course, of course.
You know what I mean?
That's what I appreciate about you and your company, because you work with so many like different people of life. Like I remember you did the next event, and that was like the country artists and everything. Like y'all, this man is involved in so many communities in here in Nashville. Yeah.
They poured into me first though. That's important to what you getting out of me is what was given to me. Like when I came here, I went to TSU, and just being around all of the different people from different places and different walks. Like I've been blessed to know so many people in music and people that are in podcasting, videographers and photographers. A lot of those folks went first, you know what I mean, and they showed me love. Okay. So when you seeing me show up for all these other things, it's really just creating that circle.
Oh, that made me think of the circle of life. I like that. Because y'all all are seen. Like we said today, we have Joseph in the building. We also have BT. Yes, BT Adams. So I love to see that. Just love seeing the connections and seeing it happen, especially in live time.
When I walked in, I'm like, oh,
yeah, he did.
I pulled my camera out like, oh, shit. I recorded half of his podcast.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna run out of battery.
Look, I'm sitting at the neck, just in case. Well, I did want to. Oh, I also wanted to talk about your interview that was on WKRN with Channel 2. Yes, and y'all were woo woo, and y'all were celebrating just like minorities and them, especially being in your field. So I just wanted to, learn more about the experience for you. Like, was that your first time doing that with them?
We've been on TV a few times, but Ogechi, who was on there with me, she owns
Twisted Sisters.
Yeah. And we both from Birmingham, both went to TSU. So she brought me into the interview, but we never missed the opportunity to talk about all of the Black brands that are here in Tennessee, right? And we've had the Tennessee Minority Owned Wine and Spirits Association for going on 2 years now.
Okay. So it's still pretty new.
Yeah, it's pretty new, but it's been growing, right? So now we're getting people from other states that are, when they want to get their liquor into Tennessee, they're coming and they're talking to us and we're telling them the best way to proceed. Yeah. And getting more people that are in Tennessee that want to start their own spirit companies. They're coming to us too as well, so we get to mentor them.
And I love that, because like Joseph was talking about, we are all familiar that in our community, we have that crab in a barrel mentality of like, I gotta be the only person that's got it, or I gotta be the only person that's perfect or really succeeding. So I think that's nice that y'all started a community like that to be so welcoming to people in that field.
Yeah, you have to, because you're not by yourself. You don't, this is not an industry you want to be in alone. Yeah. Yeah, like the crab, you the only crab in the barrel, you getting cooked first.
Dang, Dang, that's deep,
That's the thing, especially what we have going on. You're not safe. Like, they can come and take a bigger conglomerate and come and tell wherever you at to stop selling your stuff. And they're going to do it. Okay. So the more of us that we have in the industry,
the more powerful it is.
The more powerful we are. If we understand our power, if we start to take advantage of our power. Okay. Right? It's like Superman not just being stuck as Clark Kent. Like, we actually really do have power to change, especially this industry, because we consume some of the most of it.
And That's very true. Yeah, no, I can see that. I had that talk with my friend the other day of us not, especially just black people of all, just not recognizing how much power we truly have. And like Joe was kind of saying earlier, just having that thought of thinking that you can't do it means you're automatically gonna fail.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that a lot. Now I did want to dabble into just like y'all's creations, because like you said, it's kind of like a lab where y'all just testing everything out. So I wanted to bring it up. I know you worked with Twisted Sisters. You've also worked with was it Jave Coffee or Jave Coffee? I said I ain't a coffee drinker, but I was like, this is so smooth that I would actually convert for one day and just try some coffee and whiskey.
You should try. So, Darian Lair song, who also, he a Nashville kid. Mm-hmm. He went to TSU engineering. But he...
Okay, shout out to TSU. Y'all producing them. Yeah, they producing them.
Yeah, no big blue.
Yeah.
But he created coffee with guidance. It's been like 3 or 4 years ago now that we did that. And it won 3 awards.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
I didn't even know it. I gave him a bottle. He was like, look, man, I'm finna do this thing. Mm-hmm. I ain't see dude for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
He called me 6 months later. It was like, hey.
Remember that bottle you gave
me? We met up at a place called the Local Distro in Salem Town. Shout out to Will back in the day. And we sat down, and I'll never forget it because I'm a serial entrepreneur at the time, so I'm moving fast. And literally, while he's showing me the stuff, I'm getting my text messages blowing up, and I'm doing this and this. And he was like, hey, bro, look. He said, I know you got a lot of stuff to do. He said, but this is your creation. He said, I want you to, if you need to reschedule, we can. But if not, I want you to take the time and actually learn about what we just did. And
so you can see the history in the making.
Shout out to him though, because that calm, I stopped. And a lot of times, man to man, like it take a different type of man to check another man, but he was telling me, right. He's like, hey, this is for you. This is important. This is what we created. Take a minute. And I did. I put my phone down. I put it, it's always on silent, but I put it away from me. And the next 2 hours, I learned about Haiti. I learned about Belize. I learned about him being 3rd generation, his son being 4th generation. And all of the things and the intricacies he used into making the coffee. And then he was like, oh yeah, you won 3 awards.
Wow. Now why he just throw it in there like that? Yeah, like that, right?
If we said that from the beginning, I would have been like...
Yeah, you definitely would have been in tune.
But yeah, so it's very... So that, us being able to play, to have our whiskey be in other genres of products, but also to collab with people and become a part of their story is amazing. So it's called Prohibition Coffee, and he's actually launching a new coffee shop later this year, so people will be able to get it.
And we'll be on the lookout. Yes, of course. Oh, now this is for my own knowledge. I don't really know too much about fermentation with like liquors, but I used to work at Everton Vineyard, so I know a little bit about the wines. Yeah. But so it really takes you 2 years for it to be bottled in a barrel?
Yeah, you put it in a
barrel. Wow. Okay. And have you ever thought about, well, in the future, are you going to have, like, you know how Jack Daniels has their tours? Are you going to have that type of, like, experience or tasting experience for people?
So currently, because we do something, we work with a distillery here in Nashville called Corsair, which is downtown, so you can tour their part. But eventually, one day, when we have our own facility, you can tour that. But we do a lot of experiences. So we do private tasting, we do food pairings, we do cigar mix. There's a lot of ways to interact with us. Yeah. We do sipping paints, we do all kinds of stuff when it comes to the experience. So you can experience us now, just hit us on the website.
I got you. But it'll be at your own location eventually in the future. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Good, because we're going to need your help bottling.
Okay. Dang. He wrong for that. He's going to put me to work like that.
You heard it. I would love to.
Okay.
Good.
You ain't have to do me like that, but it's cool.
That's what people think. They going to just be doing this.
No, we put you to work. No, that's fine. I ain't never scared of no hard work. It's cool. It's cool. So I feel like I've been all in your business. You know, it's been kind of serious. So I kind of want to wind it down some. If you could share a glass of guidance whiskey with any historical figure, past or present, who would it be and why?
Right now, it would be Drake, Because I want to know what's going through his head. I want to know. I want to sit down.
I'm sorry.
And I want to be like, hey, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
How does this feel? Like, what
That's
is
true.
it? Yeah.
At first, I didn't see where you was going. But yeah, you're right.
If I could sit down and drink with somebody right now and get answers, you come back and report live to the street.
I feel that.
That would be me right now.
You know what? He had a good reason. That wasn't really my answer.
I took you off with the drink.
Yeah, you did. You saw my face. I'm like, I don't want to sit down with him. But mine would have been Queen Latifah because I am an actress. So I definitely would love to hear like about her experience. And also Maya Angelou as a past person. I would just love to. I watch interviews on her, so I would just love to have that conversation and see what type of wisdom like she could teach me.
She could put down. Like on a deeper answer, it would probably. So my father passed away when I was 6. My biological father. So if I could sit down with anybody at this point, I would definitely sit down with him because I would love to know some of that wisdom and his guidance that he could give me, especially in doing something brand new, right? And how to deal with all of the stuff that comes with it. Because most people see this side of it, but there really is, for people who are starting their own spirits, man, support them, love on them, especially if you know them for real, because these are the people that have to walk into places where people don't even look up and acknowledge you there.
Yeah.
Like, so when you see guidance somewhere, it's a feat for it to be there. It's not just everybody running and getting it off the shelves. I had to go to these places, go to these stores, talk to these people over and over and over again. Sometimes with them not even really wanting to even speak to me. You know what I mean? So, and that's not just my story. That's a story of a lot of people who are in this industry. So,
like that.
When you see them, if you got people close to you that are in this industry, love on them, man, because they chose to do something at a time that's not really even wanted.
Yeah.
And if we don't support it, it won't be here much longer.
Most definitely. I mean, that's really what Renaissance Certified is here for, to just show the underdog that it can be done and just support them as they're coming up. Yeah. So that's a really big message to us as well.
Thank you for telling our story.
Of course, you're welcome. Okay. So you've mentioned a desire to see more diversity in whiskey company ownership. How has this perspective shaped your approach to building Guidance Whiskey, and what initiatives have you undertaken to support and uplift other Black-owned businesses in the industry?
Yeah, so they come down to one word: friendship. Yeah, you got to make friends. Like, we've networked ourselves into holes because those are transactional relationships, right? You meet somebody, what can I get from you? But when you become a connoisseur and a friend of these things, I just sought out whiskey makers all over the world that do all kinds of stuff, like, and not just on a formal level, but people Black people hiding recipes.
I was gonna say the chef. You just mentioned the chef you worked with.
Everybody has stuff that has been passed down to them that they didn't even really know could be packaged and sold. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing that, oh man, my great granddaddy used to make this, and we've been making it every family reunion for years. That actually can be packaged and made and sold, because if you enjoy it and your family enjoy it, I bet you more people would enjoy it. So the undertaking, right? Like, how do I bring more people into it? I have to get to know them first, right? Yeah. We do the work, but then we get to know people. We let them know we've done the work, and then we can help them do the work. And then from there, then you can build on some of these business principles and things like that. But first, we gotta build.
But the foundation starts with friendship.
That's really what it is. All of these rooms that I sit in where successful people are, they brought their friends with them. That's why they're so comfortable there. Yeah. And that's sometimes why we're not. Yeah. We end up by ourselves. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? trying to be like,
trying to fit in.
They having a great time because that's all they people. So that's why I just bring my folks with me. And now, like, think about it. Me and you go somewhere. We gonna have you come to some stuff.
I come to his events, y'all, and he really is very welcoming. He make you feel like at home, and you definitely are gonna feel seen. So I do appreciate that.
I made sure that you knew the owners and that they knew you. And that the people putting on, so that you can keep your stuff on.
Yeah, so you always advancing, especially for our community, and I appreciate that so much. I think that's very admirable.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, and this is my last goofy question. So I feel like I've been in your business so much. So the last question is, let's say Guidance Whiskey had a theme song. What song would perfectly capture the essence of your brand? Like if people are sipping on some guidance, they're gonna dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? Or is it gonna be something else? Where we going with it?
Don't stop. Get it.
Oh Lord.
Get it.
Like you better take that shot. That was
Hey,
a good one. I like that though.
that's on both sides. Like y'all don't stop. Get it.
Yeah.
Bye. And we ain't
Like
gonna
spend that money, please, y'all. Take them shots.
But we don't stop. Like we get it in our industry, in our community, in our culture, and because of that, we lucky enough to attract more people that do that. So like even the people you had on the podcast today, and like Joseph and then Mr. Adam for sure, like those folks are drawn to us and we drawn to them. So that's how we get to put our name out even more through the go-getters in the city.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. No, I appreciate that. Y'all are everybody we've had on the show has been very important to us because they let us know how important community is to them, especially in Nashville. Because I'm from Memphis. So I feel like the community out there, it was more welcoming because it is my hometown. But when I came out here, I moved to Murfreesboro. And it just was not. I wish I had known about this portion of Nashville when I first got here. And people know Murfreesboro is where MTSU is. It's not a lot of minorities out there. So it was definitely an experience. So I'm so glad to have come into contact with Guidance, Joseph, just everybody here today that has gifted us and worked with us as Renaissance Certified. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a little shot. Because we got to, like, y'all hit it on, y'all go and clap it up. And if y'all didn't already know, he is the originator of the questions that we ask all of the artists in the end. So of course I gotta ask you, it's only like, I don't know, I feel like I have to do that, of course.
Is that yours?
Oh yeah, thank you. So as always, what's the best guidance you've ever gotten and the best guidance you've ever given?
All right. Do we drink first or we answer first?
We can drink first. All right, shout out to Guidance.
Shout out.
Yes.
This is so good. I wonder if we make it. Y'all got an awesome sponsor.
Okay.
So some of the best guidance I ever got actually was in reference to the whiskey. When I was starting it, I went to there's a place called Yeehaw Brewery downtown, or Old Smoky. Have you seen the Old Smoky?
Old Smoky, yeah.
Old Smoky. So the matriarch or patriarch of their family is a guy named Uncle Johnny, old white dude, and I got a chance to talk to him. He actually took me on my tour when I went through their stuff, and so we was drinking moonshine all day, and
that moonshine is good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. They're actually more visited than Jack Daniels. They have their distillery down by Gallenberg.
It's so many more flavors.
They're one of the oldest too.
Okay.
So, in talking to him, I was like, man, what can you tell somebody just getting started, right, in this industry? Because you've been you second or third generation. And he told me, he said, man, it's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna try to get you to do a lot of things that way. He said, but slow down, take your time. Know that God gave you the vision, and you'll be all right. And that, for this industry, was the best advice or guidance that I could have ever gotten, because at the time, I was just starting and people was asking me, you gonna make flavors? You gonna make 100 proof?
Yes.
You gonna this? You that? And at the time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to fill all of these buckets.
Yeah, try to accommodate everybody else and they didn't even think about yourself yet.
And I need to be rich in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, can we carry that part along? And that's just not this industry, and it's not that thing. So taking that deep breath, realizing that I had the vision, and then slowing down and accepting what people say, but not making that be the thing that I do if it's not aligned with the vision.
Of course.
And to this day, that's the thing.
That's true.
Forgotten. So that's the best I got. Let me see, what's the best I ever gave? best guidance I ever gave somebody. What did I say? Man, get your change.
Ooh.
Get your change.
And what you mean when you
So,
said that?
like, so you think about get your change, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we paper something up, so we tell people keep the change. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Get your change, but get your change out of life. Like, don't just keep leaving pieces of you with people. Take that with you. If they didn't purchase the whole thing, they don't get the whole thing.
Ooh.
You understand?
Yeah, I do. I like that.
In life, man, get your change. Take that with you. You get a whole thing to somebody that deserves it.
Okay, perfect.
All right?
Look, I was taking all the advice from me. I'll take my change. I like that advice. That was good. Well, the last thing we got to do, obviously, you got to let everybody know where they can go purchase some bottles of guidance,
Yeah.
but also drop your socials.
Okay, great. You can go purchase guidance online at guidancewhiskey.com. Go to your favorite liquor store, and if they don't have it, tell them to bring it in. That's how you help us grow. Our socials are Guidance Whiskey on every single thing except for Facebook. It's Guidance World on there because we got hacked. But every place you can find, any place that you are online, you can find guidance that way. And keep a lookout because we just started our own marketing agency called Guidance House Collective. So Guidance House C. So that'll be, you have to invite me back for me to talk to you about that.
Okay, I mean, I was trying to talk to you about some brand ambassador stuff, but you know, we're going to leave it off the camera, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna thank you so much for having me. I
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
thank you so much for coming. Yeah, give it up. All right, and we'll be back after the next commercial break.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. That was so good.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, that guy, the guy, he dropped for real.